everyone, and this is just a quick introductory video really. Just started vlogging and this is going to be Thrill Seekers Anonymous. My name's Gareth and I'm just starting this up. It's going to be a bit of fun, take you guys along, have a look to the place I go, things that I do. Yeah, and just enjoy it. So the first video today, I'm just going to show you about my room, have a little look at the things that I buy. Going to be baking a cake as well actually. It's my friend's birthday on Monday, so we are off to Thorpe Park for the first time of the season, and just have a bit of fun there, ride some of the rides, see how they're going this year. Obviously the new Walking Dead ride won't be open yet. I say new, obviously it's just a retheme, it's not a new coaster, but still it'll be really fun to check that out when that does open. So last weekend I met up with some friends. We were going to the opening of the Wicker Man. We were staying in the hotel, which ended up looking really beautiful, covered in snow, but obviously it wasn't the weekend we were planning. It was really nice, obviously looking around the towers and enjoying all the snow and the pretty views and things like that, sorting out things that we normally would waste time on whilst we're actually going. So we sorted out our Pixel passes, which took a while, renewed other passes, etc. Had a little walk around, little look around Mutiny Bay, had some lunch, got a ride on Hex when it actually opened because it was down when we first went up there. But that was running nicely. It was really nice just to get back on a ride there and have another look around. When we came off there, the towers were open, so we had a little look around the towers, got some nice pictures and videos, etc. of snow blowing in the windows and everywhere covering in snow. It was a really weird day though. The winds weren't that high the first day. It was cold, I'll give them that, but it was really pretty. There was lots of sunshine, blue skies, but when the snow came down, it came down heavy to a total whiteout. Couldn't see in front of you at times. It was like being in a blizzard. But within seconds that had cleared and it was lovely again. Snow had melted, etc. So it was a good day. Got to check out the Wicker Man shop at least, although we didn't get to get on. But these things happen. Hopefully get back up there in the next few weeks. Unfortunately, due to work, I couldn't get up there in the week to try and hitch a ride and get on there when the snow had first gone. Still, so it was disappointing to miss the actual opening, but still, never mind, you can't do anything. They couldn't help it. And they'd done their best and tried to look after everyone's safety, which you can't diss them for. But yeah, so that's coming up. What else have we got coming up? Like I said, Thorpe Park this weekend. I think I've got 2 more trips to Towers before mid-April. And then after that, we will be heading up to... heading down to wherever it is. My geography is a bit crap, so you have to bear with me on that one. But we are off to Europa Park with some friends, so for 3 days. So that should be really nice. And on the way home, stopping by in the Black Forest and doing the Alpine Coaster and little bits of fun. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully I'll get to vlog some of that for you as well. But yes, so I'm going to crack on with the cake. I will hopefully show you how it turns out, because it will be roller coaster themed. Probably Thorpe Park themed as well, since that's where we're going to be on Saturday eating it. So we shall see how that goes. I'll probably pop up a few videos, etc., or pictures, whatever, of our trip to Towers last weekend. But as the snow came down the second day, we did venture a little bit further where there was no snow, so I'll come back to that a bit later as well. But yeah, so let's crack on with the cake and we'll have a little bit of a chat later. So those of you who know me know that I can bake, but everybody that's probably just met me or just seeing me for the first time on here today, etc., probably by looking at me wouldn't believe me. So there's my proof. I've weighed out all my ingredients ready, and I don't do recipes normally, so because it's something I don't bake normally, I've got a recipe up on my phone just to make sure I'm doing everything right, and hopefully this should turn out brilliant. Yeah, so hopefully this should go well. It is my best friend's birthday, so if it doesn't, then I might just be providing cupcakes, or like I said, we are at Thorpe Park, so we do have Nitrogenie, so they might be my backup. Anyway, the best bit of baking any cake, licking the spoons, or the whatever these are, whiskers, there we go, or whisks, whatever you want to call them. Should be a good cake. So the cake is on, and I've now got like over an hour until it's baked. So it's time to make one of my favourite things, which is one of my lattes with my Nespresso machine that I got a couple of years ago. This, like I said, is one of my favourite things because I do live like the southwest. So when I do go up to Alton Towers, that's like nearly a 3-hour journey. And if it's Thorpe, it's still like an hour and 20 minutes. So I get to make my lattes in my Nespresso travel cup, and that keeps me going on the way up. So I'm going to have a latte now. Talking about lattes, actually, I was very excited that when I went up to Alton Towers, I found these little beauties. So I managed to pick up a couple of little espresso cups. So I'm looking forward to using those soon. Okay, so I'm back. The cake is in the oven, and I thought I'd kind of use this time to show you about my bedroom, like I said. So when I'm out and about doing different theme parks and places, like everyone, I do like to look out for nice merch and things to keep and collect. I would admit, my first time I ever went to Towers was when I was a child, back in 1993. So that park has always held a real special place in my heart. I've gone every year for 2 days at least when I was younger. And now I've got older and I've now got a Merlin annual pass. It does tend to be a hell of a lot more visits. It is my favourite park in the UK. I do miss the Two Swords days, and I do miss all the flats and dark rides and little bits that have changed, and the corkscrew, the black hole, the beast, 1001 Nights, I go back that far, Around the World in 80 Days, Toyland Tours, all the classics that just were kind of fillers in between all the big rides. I miss all that, but I still love the place, I still love the theming, I still love the music around the place and all the bits like that. It's just a very special place, lots of family memories and things. So most of my merch and stuff is from there, and especially the stuff that's on display. But yes, so we'll have a little look around. So my telly in the background, which I keep changing the pictures on slowly, and you'll see different pictures on there. So yeah, that was the weekend, the snowy, icy weekend. We were staying in the Alton Towers Hotel, and as you see, that's the fountain outside, covered in icicles and snow. So really pretty, like I said. Wasn't the weekend, like I said, that we planned, but it was really enjoyable, and we saw some really pretty sights and caught up with some old and new friends and drinks in the bar, and I don't think I'd have changed it, actually. It was brilliant. It had just been nice to have got on Wicker Man. Above my telly, we have, I was one of those people, I hate to admit it, that bought some wood, but I also have a few of my mugs on some shelves up there that I've collected over the years. Some of them, as you can see, Two Swords dating right back. Same with up here. Coming down, I've got a really old snow globe and a new one, and it leads down into my cabinet where I've got my Monopoly, some pin badges, one of my favourite things, my Nemesis drinks can from back in the opening 1994. I remember queuing 3 or 4 hours for that. Actually, the first time I queued for that, I wasn't allowed on. I was a centimetre too small, and I was really gutted after 3 hours, so I went back to the tent me and my sister and family were staying in, and she helped me make some Nemesis getter honours, which were basically just some socks stuffed with some tissue. And the next day I went and queued 3 and a bit hours, and I got on it. So opening year in the summer, I got on the Nemesis, I had my drink, and it was also the year I experienced Thunder Looper for the first time. So another brilliant ride that I miss. So in my cabinet, tell you what, we're reflecting a little bit. Let me open the glass. Got an old shot glass, some old and new pin badges. Some bits from the Nemesis, not Nemesis, sorry, I was reading it, the roller coaster restaurant. The numbers that come down with your food and drink. An old hat that I got in Oblivion. Things. Pop badges, old badges, books. Something I bought off eBay, actually, I won't lie. I wasn't around when old money was around, so that is something I've bought. And some of the Kellogg's cornflakes and sugar puffs, etc. cereals, that's the word I'm looking for. Some little toy things in there I collected when I was a child. And an old rusty screw. God knows what it's from, what it is, but I found it walking around when the flume was being dismantled. So I'd like to think it was from that, actually, but who knows? Oh, we've fallen over. A massive thing of part maps I've collected over the years. This year's actually hasn't been put in there yet. An old Oblivion fast track. Some name badges. Some bits from the Nemesis Alton Towers Hotel. The boxes were from the first year it opened, and I've got a normal and a Peter Rabbit in there, and some toiletries. Some pens and pencils that I've bought, a roller coaster restaurant play that I asked them for, and a postcard. There's actually a few postcards dotted around. There's one there. I believe there's one. Yeah, a Nemesis one under all those lot, and an Air one there. But where's my other one that I just saw that I showed you? I've totally lost it. Let me just look in there. Oh, can't see it. Somewhere I've got a Ripsaw one as well. I think it's fallen down the back, actually. I do need to have a bit of a tidy up in there, but just some little bits along there. Then I do like my photography as well. So that is a picture that I took of the Nemesis myself. That's up on my wall. One of my favourite pictures. Up here I've just got some old lanyards, some Digipass ones. And these I love, if I can find the on-off switch. It's at the top. They light up and sparkle. It's a Jack Skellington flashing necklace thing that my sister bought me back from Disneyland, Florida. So I love that one. Different settings on the flashes. Might actually have to take those with me to Scarefest next year. And then that leads round into my windowsill. The light is going to be a bit pants, but I've got my Ferrari Land and Portaventura mugs. Leading through my new, let me pick these up so you got a better view. My new huge mug from Alton Towers this season. Since, like I said, with all the snow, all that was left to do was to shop. Thorpe Park bits, Drayton Manor. Moving around, I've got my bed. Everything's fallen over. I apologise, I did make this all earlier. But obviously, I spend a lot of time in my bedroom, so I tend to sit on my bed. But yeah, the orange coated teddy and the 13 teddy. The orange coated one was actually back in the 90s again. Won that on one of the games. And a Smiler cushion. And then above my bed, I have got a bus sign from an old bus that was going to Alton Towers. And one of the pictures from the Alton Towers Hotel. And on the opposite wall, I have my mirror from the Towers Hotel. Little purchases that I got off eBay from Alton Towers when they were refurbing the room. And all the money went to the Merlin Magic Wand charity. So a little bit for charity there. Then up here was a birthday present from my best friend. Canvas made in chronological order. Starting off, like I said, in 1993 with my first visit to Alton Towers on the Flume. And then coming through, growing up. I love that one. God, I missed the Black Hole so much. I did love that ride. It was rough, but it was fun. Corkscrew one there. Oh, and there's the year, whatever year that was, that we won my teddy. That's there. So this was really nice, just actually seeing all my pictures, because obviously back in those days we didn't have Digipasses, so they were just in a bag. So it's really nice to have a canvas with all of those up and see those. And he is quite a thoughtful friend. Each year he comes up with something different. So once again, as well as the canvas, he got me a photo book, which they're all in order again. And it's the same pictures that are up on the canvas, but it's nice to have a book to flick through. And then last Christmas we went up to London. So there's us on the Munich Looping or Olympia Looping, whatever you call it. But yeah, so that was good fun. The world's biggest travelling roller coaster. And then I actually went to Blackpool, sorry, for the first time since I was a child a few weeks ago. Week after opening it was. And it was freezing, but I really wanted to do Valhalla. So, flipped to the back, sorry, because I've only got one hand. Managed to actually get on Valhalla. Even though it was freezing cold. It was closed for most of the day and I was gutted because I really wanted, it was the one ride that I hadn't really done. So it was nice to get on it. Another photo book there, or old picture of my mum and my dad. But yeah, another photo book full of photos, which I won't bore you with. An Alton Towers puzzle. Leaving the flag. Some old, what's the word I'm looking for? Signs, whatever you want to call them, off the front of beer pumps from Black Hole and Oblivion. I still need the Nemesis. An old print. The Nemesis print they've been selling, I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful picture, so I just had to have that in my room. And a poster from the Sanctuary, one of the old mazes. So, and then below that, I have got my Derren Brown Levitating Ghost Train. So, like I said, most of it's towers, not all of it. The Thorpe Park one, and I really love that. Once again, it's a present from my friend. And then underneath is one of my favourite things, which is, I found this table. I actually found it. And the glass lifts out. So I had a spare old map. So I've put an old Towers map in there. Like I said, back to the Two Swords days, how I loved it. And putting that. So I've got a nice little Towers table, if you like. So that's one of my favourite things. I need to get a shelf for this to go on, really. My Ghost Train. And then it won't be on there. Let me just try with one hand because I'm trying to film at the same time. Nope, I'll put that back on later. And we're back round. So, like I said, that's just kind of a little of a quick flip through. I've got lots more stuff here and there, but that's the stuff that's out in a quick view. And we'll catch up a little bit more in a minute with the cake. Now, the weird weather, like I said, the weekend, we done the first day still at Towers and done the bits that I've already told you about. We stayed in the hotel, like I said, had a good catch up with some friends down in the bar, and had a lovely meal down at the Secret Garden restaurant. We stayed in the big pyjama suite, which was really, really nice. And then the next day we woke up and the snow had settled and there was a good kind of 2-3 inches of snow. So we had to reevaluate what we were going to do for the day, because although we had a nice day at Towers, we weren't too keen on doing the same again. So we looked into it, and Blackpool actually looked clear of snow on the weather. So we drove up to Blackpool. On the way there, we stopped and had a look at the main entrance to where Camelot used to be, because it's right on the way, just off the motorway, and I will post a picture if I can now. So after there, we carried on to Blackpool. And when we arrived, it was really quiet, actually. We got on loads and loads of rides that were just walk-ons, practically. I think we queued 2-3 rides, nothing more. The rest were walk-ons, so I had a really good day, got on loads of rides. The winds were quite high, so the big one wasn't running, but that didn't really bother me. I'm not a massive fan. Every time I come off, I kind of normally hurt myself somehow. I just find it quite rough. The big one was running really well. That actually was quite smooth, quite a nice ride, especially considering its age. Then had a little ride on Alice in Wonderland. Revolution, a couple of weeks ago we went. I didn't actually get on Revolution because it was quite busy, so it's quite nice to get on an old classic. Got on there, went over to Avalanche, queued for about 3 minutes, nothing more. And we all went on that. Once again, really good ride, running really nice. The bobsled coasters are quite cool, actually, just because something you don't see everywhere, so it's quite nice just to have something that's a bit different. So got over there, had the most painful ride ever on the Grand National. Now, we all know that one could be a bit rough anyway. Last week, I went on there at the front, and it wasn't too bad. My friend I was with wanted to go on the back, and yeah, it was agony. every single bump, I think we both screamed "ow." So definitely going to stick towards the front on that on those trains from now on. But they're old, they're classics, and they're good fun. So what more can you want? But yeah, I had a good ride on there. I went on Dora the Explorer ride. My friend taught me into it for the first time, and that was really good fun. Ended up singing the whole way along to the tune and having it stuck in my head. And then went on Wallace and Gromit, which is probably one of my favourite rides in the whole park. The theming's brilliant, and it's a great family ride, great dark ride, and just so much fun. So really, really enjoyed the Wallace and Gromit. Just actually trying to go through my head what was going on. Obviously, it was minus temperatures, so believe it or not, Valhalla was still running. People were still coming off soaking wet, but that was a ride that I had done last week, and I didn't really want to get that wet again in this weather. I think I'm going to save that for the summer. Went on the Skyforce Gerstlauer thing. That was good fun, actually. It was really good. I just couldn't get the blooming thing to spin round, and the frustration on my face was visible to all my friends on Facebook because somebody decided to post a picture. And I was so frustrated. I was really trying hard, and I know the technique. I've seen people do it. I just couldn't do it. So next time, hopefully, cross fingers. But yeah, so once again, brilliant day at Blackpool, and they're doing the WoW weekends, so it was like £19.50 to get in, so it was a bargain, and not a flake of snow all day. And like I said, the temperatures were still cold, at times below the minus, but everything was still running other than the big ones, so we couldn't complain. Just been nice to have some more indoor coffee shops, really, with closed doors. We'll come across one or two, but that was our saviour, really, because it was freezing. But yeah, that would have been nice. But other than that, you couldn't complain. It was brilliant. Right then, the picture behind me is a photo I took on the second drop, I believe, of the Big Dipper. I know I shouldn't have done, but I just really wanted to get a shot of us passing down under Icon. And I was quite proud of the picture. I did have to grip hold of my phone a bit. I was a bit worried. Kind of understand why they say no photography on the ride, because like I said, it was rough, and trying to hold your camera on your phone is a bit of a nightmare. But I was quite proud at the speed we were going that I managed to get the shot. Then let me try and change this. We went on the Eddie Stobart little kids ride, but it actually takes you around because the little train express train thing wasn't running that day. It was a way of just getting some extra little views of Icon. So let's just see if this works. There we go. So this is along the train, the diggers and stuff, and Icon, and the big one in the background. I believe I did get a slightly better shot somewhere along these lines. I'm just trying to flick through now. There we go, with Icon pass around. And every view you get, Icon just looks incredible. I am really looking forward to getting up there when it opens and riding that. You will notice a lot of the same friends popping up on my videos and my vlogs. Just for the fact I don't drive, so everywhere's a bit hard to get to, really. Not driving, so I do rely on others to get me to these places. But we all enjoy it and have a good time, so you will start to know people on my videos as well as me. Mainly my friend Martin. He's one of my best friends. Like I said, he's one whose birthday's on Saturday and we're going to Thorpe Park for. And I'm making the cake for, so you'll see a lot more of him. But yeah, so just a couple. I think there's one other ride. I don't think it's actually up the right way, if you like, to tell you, so it might be quite a small picture. Slowly loading. Yeah, it's a bit of a small picture, but that's my favourite part of the ride. I'll have a go at trying to put some pictures up separately in between the videos and stuff, in with the vlog. Like I said, it is my first one, so it's a bit touch and go really on how well I do. But still, any comments, and the more experience I get, the better it'll be. So hopefully I'll get some better pictures up for you on there. So I started doing this cake for my friend Martin at 9:30 this morning, and it is now 5 o'clock and I'm about finished. The silver isn't brilliant, so I'm going to try and go over that again when it's dry tomorrow. Like I said, the silver's running a bit, so I'm going to try and touch it all up, but this is my stealth car cake, ready for Thorpe Park on Saturday. A lot of stress, almost tears, but altogether I'm pretty proud. So there's the cake for Saturday. Wrapping up today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, it is just a bit of a get to know me, and then next weekend hopefully we'll start properly at Thorpe Park, so something to look forward to. Reviewing kind of how it's running, and obviously the Merlin Annual Pass preview event was cancelled for the weather, so it is their opening weekend for everyone, so be interesting to see how busy it is. Obviously it's the official opening of the Wicker Man again after the cancellation this weekend as well, so whether that will make us any quieter, I'm not sure. Obviously it has been open before the opening now, really. Start as Wicker Man open Tuesday, so lots of people have probably gone up and ridden it if they're not at work, so it'll be interesting kind of see how everything is. Obviously I find Thorpe Park can be rather hit and miss on their operations and rides going down and availability, etc. So it is the first weekend of theirs, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So I look forward to filming that for you all, and having a bit of a chat, and yeah, vlogging from there. So see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.